I decided to make another video because I might do my surgery tomorrow, I might not, but this is basically to explain my views about the, the jaw surgery that I'm doing. It began with me trying to solve my underbite problem because to me it's not something that is within normality because everyone has, or a normal bite doesn't allow for an underbite, especially when you can't even chew properly. Admittedly, vanity stepped in, and it became more of a cosmetic reason because I wasn't born with an underbite. It slowly developed it into what it is now. So in a way, I really got used to it quite easily because it got worse and worse gradually, and you just tend to make do with it. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to do the surgery until I'm 21. So, um, now that I'm actually doing the surgery, I just want to say that I don't really think it's as easy, as in as um. Well, I'm not saying that plastic surgery is easy. It's painful. It's horrible. It's you need a really high level of endurance and perseverance and commitment to what you want to do, just like a jaw surgery. But to me, a jaw surgery, for my case at least, it's not really plastic surgery because I'm trying to make myself look normal with the risk that it might affect me looking, it might cause me to look uglier. In a way, I know that in a moment I don't have an underbite, I'll probably look better anyway, like objectively better because you look more normal. But it involves, well, like the alar base flaring. It's not something that is aesthetically pleasing, but I'm willing to give up on that just to look normal. I'm willing to, well, to me, it got less and less to be, it got less and less to be about cosmetics and aesthetics. It was more about function. It was more about being in the stream of normality. So, I think it is actually a good mindset to go for this surgery with because as your jaw moves, your face shape is going to change. What you thought might look fine on your face now might not look fine at the end of surgery, especially if it moves in an unpleasant way, like the alar base flaring. And for me, the only piece of advice I'm going to give to people doing the jaw surgery is you might want to tell your surgeon certain things and certain preferences you have, like, oh, move the jaw a bit this way, that way, make it more, make me have more gum, less gums showing when it's small, stuff like that. But you need to remember that you don't know what you're going to look like at the end, you know. And I've been to quite a few surgeons, those in the UK and those in Singapore, and all of them told me the same thing, which is that simulations and graphical predictions of your face, they're normally not accurate. So basically, no one will know how you're going to look like. And the only promise you're probably going to get for sure is that you'll have a normal, perfect bite. And even then, I know friends who have done braces for years, and the moment they finish bracing their teeth and they gave up on retainers, your teeth is no longer perfect anymore. So you can tell your surgeon your preferences, but it is always important to know that they're the ones with the experience that you don't, and give them as blank a canvas as possible without restrictions, because then they'll be able to use their professional judgment to the best of their ability to, at the very least, help predict and materialize what they deem as beautiful for you. And if you pick the right surgeon, like I believe I did, then you should just trust in their aesthetic judgment as well, even though it's something subjective. So that's all I wanted to say. It's just a little rant about how this surgery is actually not as cosmetic as some people might think. And recently I've been having friends making fun of me saying, so when are you going for plastic surgery and stuff like that? And I wouldn't say that it pisses me off because it's a joke, but to me, it is kind of sad that people think that it's plastic surgery. And I've got a friend who said, yeah, you can't chew properly. You know what? I can't balance properly. I can't walk properly, so I'm gonna get my breast done. To me, it's not the same thing. It took me a lot of courage to even tell myself to do the surgery because it's such a big surgery. And well, I guess as a side note to people who have friends doing the jaw surgery, you really just want to be supportive, or if you can't bring yourself to be supportive, then at least try to let your friend be able to have a healthy image about what he or she is doing, instead of telling them stuff like, stuff like what I said just now. And also, uh, I think it's really important to not go down a slippery slope of plastic surgery. Because I just went to church today actually, and what my pastor happened to be saying, I don't know if it just so happened to match my situation, but he was like, um, every decision you make, you're going, um, you're deviating, or you're not. There's every one thing you try to change about your life, it's sort of bringing you a step further away from God's initial plan for you. And I think this actually applies particularly to your face, because you're born in a certain way. Everyone is pretty and beautiful in a certain way. When I heard that there's a surgeon who could do additional soft tissue adjustments that can make me look better, together with the jaw surgery, and it's still classified under the jaw surgery, I was really quite happy, and I started thinking maybe I can tell him to control my nose and maybe make it a bit sharper and stuff like that. And I started thinking, oh my god, so how much sharper do I want it to be? And I started looking on Facebook and seeing and looking at some, pretty Asian photos of pretty Asian girls. And I realized that all of their noses are different, and I started thinking to myself, what is pretty for other people? If you actually cut and copy it onto your face, it might not actually fit unless you actually cut your head off and replace it with their head. And to me, I'd rather settle for what I already have and deem as normal. Like, I have a fine nose bridge. It might not be as high as what people want, but it's fine. My nose might be a bit round, but it's not as sharp as some people might want, but I think it's fine. The only thing that's not fine to me is my underbite, because it's obviously different and not normal. If I were to go down the route of anything else that I can change besides my underbite, I'm just going to go down a slippery slope of plastic surgery. And always remember that every decision of plastic surgery you make, and that includes any surgery that changes your face, just as me deciding to do my jaw surgery, you are leaving what came naturally to you from your mother's womb. You're leaving it to a risk of human error and subjectivity of your surgeon. I'm willing to do that for my jaw because, to me, no matter what errors they make in terms of subjective aesthetic judgment, it's going to make me look better anyway, because this is not really that normal, like, yeah. But anything more than that, I don't think I'd actually venture out to do it, because I think it's important to learn to be happy with how you look like, unless it's something that you can change with your own efforts, with your own willpower. Like, for example, I think I'm fat, I'm gonna go exercise, stuff like that. But if it's anything that requires you to add a nose bridge or something, unless you're really that sure that it's gonna work out, like how I'm so sure that jaw surgery is gonna make me look better, it's gonna make me feel more confident, it's gonna make me solve functional problems, then yeah, do it. If not, if like like me, I was having doubts about maybe I can persuade the soft tissue surgeon to do a bit more than simply solving the alar based problem. If you're like me, you were thinking if you could go the extra mile. My advice after thinking through is no, because you're just adding more risks onto your face. And to me, everyone's beautiful in their own way. So, yeah.